Make a good mark. Yao Ling belongs to you. Shu Minglang also followed the path and observed leisurely. There are many kinds. There are many bird spirits, beast spirits, 5 poison spirits, stone demons. Obviously, the sub-dragon, ghost dragon, and mixed dragon with dragon blood. They haven't really turned into dragons, have already shown amazing physique and extraordinary characteristics of dragons. At this time, the cold young master said, "You are quite serious in choosing. There are thousands of young spirits here, may not give you a real dragon. Come here to choose. It's just a little hope for you as dragon trainers." Suddenly, a voice on one side attracted Minglang. It happened to be the time for the young spirits to eat. It was the real voice of the little ones. At this time, Minglang noticed a little black evil spirit was cautiously avoiding those strong and healthy little wolf spirits, picked up the big meat silkworm and ran away. The little wolf spirits saw the little evil spirit and immediately chased after it and bit it. The little evil spirit crawled very 灵活来, but in the end, was blocked by a little wolf spirit the size of an adult dog. It didn't even have a chance to swallow the meat cocoon and was pinned to the ground by the little wolf spirit. Minglang shook his head. He held the little wolf deer with one hand and threw it aside and said to the little evil spirit, "Little guy, you should follow me from now on." Unexpectedly, the little evil spirit urinated on Minglang, which made Minglang helpless. He suddenly remembered that the old man in Shaosang town once said that the young spirit that eats meat silkworm is very spiritual. Plus, there was a small bump on the forehead of the little evil spirit, which was obviously hard when touched by hand. It's a silver horn that hasn't grown yet. If there's no silver horn, only dragons have horns. So Minglang finally chose the young spirit. Is this little evil spirit? Zi Zhangming? Minglang dripped his blood on the young spirit's forehead and started the master-slave contract, tying the soul bond. The little evil spirit is Minglang's spiritual pet. Then came the accommodation arrangement. Minglang and Li Xiaoyan were assigned to a large bathroom. The little evil spirit is amphibious. Zhu Minglang dug a small pond. Since they decided to adopt this little spirit, we should treat it well. Pack everything up. Minglang unexpectedly found that 3 meals a day are prepared here. Can enjoy the meals in the cafeteria, and students with money on hand can also go to the town to dance and spend freely. The bedding was laid. It's late at night. Zhu Minglang took a hot shower, making him feel refreshed and comfortable, and the fatigue was immediately gone. The morning light is gentle. Outside the house, other students' stern reprimands were heard. Minglang was still sleeping soundly at this time. The little evil spirit was moving lively in the room. Minglang looked at the little evil spirit on the side, was actively exercising himself, so he rewarded him with a big meat residue. After tidying up, Minglang prepares to go out with the young spirit to find a place to exercise. Walking on the street, Minglang listened to the people on one side talking about the Valkyries. He didn't expect the incident to spread so far. After leaving the community, Minglang walked towards the lake. There's a stream near the direction of the wind dam, where the little evil spirit can practice swimming. He saw the little ghost was swimming happily and freely in the water, swimming fast. But the young spirit swam further and further and was about to fall off the waterfall. Linlang quickly followed and jumped into the water. Now she didn't care about the current and hurried to rescue the young spirit. Minglang grabbed the little ghost and threw it hard and sent the young spirit to the shore. But he was still in the water. The young spirit was on the shore and was very anxious to look at the master at this moment. At this moment, Minglang, the only support in the water, couldn't hold him up. Minglang also realized that something was wrong. What should he do now? The last episode said that the little ghost on the shore looked at its master anxiously. Facing the rapid current, he still chose to go with his master. The little evil spirit swam bravely towards its master. Minglang was also very anxious at this moment. At this moment, the little evil spirit's eyes turned red, and its newly grown limbs pierced through the skin. As it swam towards the waterfall, at this moment, the little evil spirit's figure grew much longer. Its limbs and tail became more powerful. Its speed is getting faster and faster. It's about to evolve, but Minglang finally fell down the waterfall. As he was falling, he was caught by a protruding stone in the waterfall. Minglang took a closer look. It was a waterfall dragon. It has no horns, but its body was as long as a 1,000-year-old horse. Just then, a soft and pleasant voice sounded. Your body is given by your parents. How could you commit suicide? Zhu Minglang spat out the water he choked on and explained innocently, I'm not committing suicide. It was an accident. At this moment, the dragon seemed to sense something. Suddenly rose up and accurately bit a that had also fallen from the waterfall. The dragon bit a black creature. I don't know what it is. It was 1 meter long. The dragon also placed the dark creature on the big stone of the waterfall. Zhu Minglang looked over. Zhu Minglang found it was a 1 meter long black crocodile with a horn on its head. When it was about to shake its head, he suddenly felt a trace of soul fluctuation. It's really a little black. The dragon woman said, Raise it well. It will be a good young dragon. It should have reached the Dragon Gate realm. Thank you for saving me. Zhu Minglang maintained his due etiquette and led his little evil spirit to the shore. Zhu Minglang looked at the little evil spirit beside him. After what happened just now, the little black crocodile seemed to be much closer to him. The little crocodile didn't respond to him. Its big eyes stared at the vast and majestic waterfall. The waterfall is like a huge silver curtain hanging down Minglang, saying that your ambition is no longer to defeat those wolves. One day, you can have the same claws and wrists as this dragon. He returned to the house. There was a commotion in the courtyard. Li Shaoyin's voice was filled with a hint of crying, saying, I admit defeat. I admit defeat. He hurried up. He was smart and flexible. In Zhu Minglang's opinion, it was a waste of time. At this moment, Shaolin's stomach was growling. If he still only eats meat silkworms, Zhu Minglang had to think of a way. So he had to give him fish to make do with it. The next day, Minglang tried his best. Minglang finally swallowed all the meat silkworms at once. On the way, he suddenly remembered his little white worm. He thought he almost forgot that Xiaobai would wake up. He must feed it enough amount of flower honey. At this moment, Li Xiaoying saw Minglang. Her eyes lit up and immediately called him and said, "You clean up the backyard of your classmates." When Li Xiaoying spoke, he unconsciously looked up. As if he was superior, Zhu Minglang coldly refused. "That's your own business." Li Xiaoying shouted loudly, "You didn't come yesterday afternoon, you Longbai. It's like you quit. The weakest one should clean the courtyard wall." Zhu Minglang said that those who choose to participate in the rules accept the consequences, which is reasonable. I don't participate in your private rules. It means I don't need you to clean my area. And I don't need to do chores for any of you. Do you understand? Li Xiaoyan was stunned. And it took a while before he nodded. But when Zhu and Zhuang returned to the house, Li Xiaoying came to his senses. She was so angry that she almost threw the broom away. Back in the room, Minglang took off the big bamboo basket on his back and walked to the back. Shaoling saw, was biting the fishy grouper one by one. Lu Minglan let out a wry smile. "Look what this is." Zhu Minglang put the big bamboo basket in front of the little spirit. Seeing these small pieces of meat, and his round eyes lit up with excitement. He looked at the grouper in his hand for a moment. After spitting out with disdain, he ran over quickly. And then his whole head went into the big bamboo basket. He turned into a gluttonous domestic pig, while twisting its fat buttocks and tail. The little evil spirit was finally full. There was nothing left in the bamboo basket. He lay on the ground, satisfied, touching his stomach. Minglang remembered on the way back. She saw the Chulong Hall's appointment office. There seemed to be a good reward. Take a nap. And try it before noon. There are some tasks released in the academy, which are taken by students or dragon keepers. Raising dragons and young dragons is very expensive. Those grassroots students without any background will either do a job to maintain or rely on these college appointments to earn income. Zhu Minglang looked at the complicated list of appointments, which makes him feel headache. There are also those who go to the battlefield to attack cities. This should be the appointment of Morong. The reward for going to the battlefield is quite exaggerated. They can get a quarter of the city. Xiaobai Wall has not degraded. Minglang can try it. Just as Minglang looked worried, a message caught his attention. The fish demon in Lichuan Lake is overpopulated. They mate and cry loudly at night. They lay eggs on the shore, which are as hard as stones. It seriously affects the beauty of the college's windows. And the arrogant fish demon attacked the fishermen, which is extremely bad. Minglang looked at this task. It can exercise Shaoya and earn a golden sand. He decisively turned the screen. We came to the Lechuan Lake. Xiao Huaiya was actively fishing in the lake. Minglang is anxiously watching them on the shore. They are very fast and more flexible than the wild grouper by the river. although there are many of them, and they are close at hand. I don't know why. Every time the little dragon pounces on them, they evade them in a coordinated manner. The little dragon missed the target. After observing for a while, Zhu suddenly realized it was when they were in groups. They used these false swings to inform their companions of the enemy attack, so that other colorful fish demons can dodge in advance.